in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. If anything were to precede the decree of Allah, it would be the evil eye. The term evil eye originates from the belief in a malevolent glare that is thought to bring misfortune, harm, or bad luck to the recipient. The phrase itself can be traced back to the Greek term Bascania and the Latin malus oculus, both of which directly translates to evil eye. In linguistic terms, the notion of seeing or looking has historically been associated with power. In many languages, phrases such as to cast an eye or to give the eye suggest more than just observation. They imply influence, often negative, over another being. The evil eye is deeply rooted in the idea that certain individuals possess the power to harm others merely by looking at them with envy or ill will. The power of the evil eye is often believed to strike unintentionally, as illustrated by a Slavic folktale where a father, burdened with the curse of Al-Ain, chose to blind himself, sacrificing his sight to shield his children from harm. The belief in the evil eye spans continents and eras, appearing in ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome, as well as in later traditions across Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Americas. In Mesopotamia, one of the world's earliest civilizations, the evil eye was a feared and pervasive concept. Sumerian and Akkadian texts depict protective rituals and amulets used to ward off the malevolent gaze. Often, these amulets featured inscriptions invoking deities like Enki, the god of wisdom and protection. The ancient Egyptians believed strongly in the power of the gaze. The Ujat, or Eye of Horus, while primarily a symbol of protection and restoration, was also thought to counteract harmful energies, including the evil eye. The Egyptians' fear of envy extended into their burial practices. They placed amulets on mummies to protect them from malevolent forces in the afterlife. The Greeks called the evil eye Bascania, and it was a prevalent theme in their literature and art. Philosophers like Plutarch wrote extensively about the power of the envious gaze, describing it as a literal emanation of harmful energy. In Rome, the evil eye was known as malus oculus, and Romans employed various countermeasures, such as phallic charms and inscriptions, to protect themselves. Roman writers, including Pliny the Elder, documented the belief in the evil eye, describing its effects and the means to counteract it. In ancient Indian culture, the evil eye is known as drishti or buri nazar. To protect against the evil eye, Hindus would hang lemon and chilies outside homes, use black dots on the forehead, or recite specific mantras. Newborns and brides are considered particularly vulnerable. In the Middle East, the concept of the evil eye, or Ayn al-Hasad, is deeply entrenched. Blue and white talismans known as nazar, or evil eye beads, are common, particularly in Turkey, where they are used to protect individuals, homes, and even animals from harm. These beads are believed to absorb and nullify the harmful effects of envy. In European folklore, the evil eye is often associated with witches or individuals possessing unnatural powers. Italy, in particular, has a rich tradition surrounding the Malocchio, evil eye. Protective gestures, such as the corna, horns, are used to ward off the malevolent gaze. In Slavic folklore, the evil eye was feared as a powerful curse known as sklaz. In Persian culture, it was known as chasham zakhum. In Jewish tradition, it was called ayin hara. So, the concept of the evil eye is not something to dismiss lightly. It dates back to the dawn of humanity and remains a widely held belief across diverse cultures. With such enduring significance, it's unlikely that all these traditions are baseless. To uncover the truth, as always, we turn to the most reliable source of knowledge, the Quran. Al-Ain, the evil eye, is recognized in both the Quran and Hadith as a genuine and potentially harmful force. In Surah Al-Qalam, Allah the Almighty said to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the disbelievers would almost cut you down with their eyes when they hear you recite the reminder and say, he is certainly a madman. Verse 67 of Surah Yusuf states, he then instructed them, O my sons, do not enter the city all through one gate, but through separate gates. Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, had 10 sons who were exceptionally handsome and capable. Egypt had 4 gates, and when his sons were about to depart for Egypt, Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, feared that if all 10 entered through the same gate, they might attract the evil eye of those who saw them. Therefore he instructed them, saying, O my sons, do not enter through one gate, but enter through different gates. Additionally, the evil eye has been discussed in Surah Al-Falaq, where Allah the Almighty says, say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the dawn from the mischief of created things, from the mischief of darkness as it overspreads, from the mischief of those who practice secret arts, and from the mischief of the envious one as he practices envy. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the evil eye is true. If anything were to precede the decree of Allah, it would be the evil eye. In another narration, it is stated that, indeed, the evil eye can have an effect with the will of Allah upon a man until he ascends a mountain and then falls from it. Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, narrated that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, seek refuge in Allah from the evil eye, for verily it is true. This explains the evil eye as a malevolent and unseen force that demands vigilance and protection. But the pressing question remains, how? How exactly does this affect? Let's talk science now. Every living organism, including humans, generates an electromagnetic field. This field, also known as the biofield, is produced by the electrical activity in our cells, particularly neurons and the heart. The human brain and nervous system are constantly firing electrical impulses that not only influence our own body, but also radiate outward, creating an electromagnetic field around us. The strength and characteristics of this field are influenced by our mental and emotional states. Studies in bioelectromagnetism have shown that human electromagnetic fields can be detected and measured. The brain, for example, generates various types of brain waves, such as alpha, beta, and delta waves, each corresponding to different states of consciousness. These waves have frequencies, and when one person is in a heightened emotional state, their brain waves may emit signals that are more intense or erratic. When our minds are in a state of balance, emitting higher frequency brain waves such as alpha and theta waves, we are calm, focused, and emotionally stable. However, when negative thoughts, like envy or hatred, dominate the mind, the frequency lowers, entering more chaotic states of beta waves, which are linked to stress, anxiety, and heightened emotional responses. Some neuroscientists propose that humans can unconsciously sense others' emotions and intentions through these electromagnetic interactions. Every thought, feeling, or emotion produces specific patterns of activity across neural circuits. These patterns of activity generate electrical impulses that travel through the brain, influencing how we experience reality and interact with the world. The question is, can these electrical signals, driven by the subconscious and conscious mind, affect those around us? Our brain works by transmitting electrical impulses that stimulate neurons to communicate across different regions. These impulses create a network of information exchange that is fundamentally electromagnetic in nature. For example, when someone feels jealousy, the corresponding emotions activate areas in the brain such as the amygdala, which is responsible for emotional processing. The amygdala then communicates with other brain regions like the prefrontal cortex to assess whether a situation is threatening and how to respond. Jealousy, an emotion that fuels the concept of the evil eye, has been shown to produce distinct neural patterns. One of the key mechanisms by which negative energy might affect an individual is through the mind-body connection. The brain's perception of a threat, whether real or imagined, activates the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary bodily functions like heart rate, digestion, and immune response. This system has two branches: the sympathetic nervous system, which activates the fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and recovery. When a person experiences a stress response due to negative emotions or external threats, their sympathetic nervous system kicks in, preparing the body to either fight or flee from danger. This response includes an increase in heart rate, higher blood pressure, and the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While these responses are essential for short-term survival, prolonged activation of the stress response can lead to chronic health problems such as cardiovascular disease, digestive issues, weakened immune function, and mental health disorders like anxiety and depression. In the case of the evil eye, the directed negative energy might cause the recipient to enter a heightened state of stress, either through their perception of being targeted or through a subtle energetic influence that disrupts their balance. The body might respond to this perceived threat by activating the stress response, leading to physical and psychological symptoms. This is supported by research in psychoneuroimmunology, which investigates how psychological factors affect the immune system. When someone directs these emotions at another person, especially through intense focus, whether by staring or simply thinking, they may be sending out low-frequency electromagnetic waves that resonate at a much lower frequency than positive emotions. In the same way that sound waves at certain frequencies can shatter glass, thoughts that resonate at certain frequencies could influence the energetic field of another person. This is where quantum physics may come into play. Quantum physics tells us that at the deepest level, everything in the universe is made up of energy, constantly in motion. Even though we perceive the world around us as solid, everything, including humans, exists as energy fields that vibrate at different frequencies. This means that every object and person has a unique frequency or vibration that corresponds to their physical and emotional state. In quantum mechanics, this is known as the quantum field, the fundamental field of energy that underlies everything in the universe. Quantum physics has long established that energy fields can influence each other. The phenomenon of quantum entanglement shows us that particles can become entangled, meaning that their states are linked in such a way that a change in one particle will instantly affect the other, no matter how far apart they are in space. Similarly, the energy fields of human beings, made of vibrating particles and waves, can influence each other. When two people are in close proximity, their energy fields interact. This interaction can result in a positive exchange of energy, or, conversely, a negative influence, depending on the nature of the thoughts and intentions involved. Negative energy, as emitted by feelings like jealousy, envy, and malice, is denser and slower moving compared to the lighter, more harmonious vibrations of positive emotions. Just as low-frequency sound waves can disrupt more delicate vibrations, so too can negative thoughts cause disruptions in the energetic fields of others. Quantum physics suggests that when an individual harbors negative emotions and directs them towards someone else, they are essentially sending out a disturbance in the form of electromagnetic radiation that can interfere with the other person's energetic field. When the human mind is focused, especially when driven by strong negative emotions, the brain emits a stronger electrical signal. This signal could theoretically travel outside the brain, influencing the space around the person and possibly affecting others, particularly if they are sensitive to such energetic shifts. Neuroscientific research and quantum theory intersect at this point, suggesting that the mind's power, channeled through intention and emotion, may have tangible effects on those it is directed toward. Quantum healing is a concept that suggests the human body and mind function as energy systems. Just as quantum physics reveals that particles are interconnected and influenced by observation, quantum healing posits that the human energy field can be influenced by thoughts, intentions, and external energies. The Quran acknowledges the existence of harmful energies, such as the evil eye, and provides guidance for protection. In Surah Al-Falaq, Allah seeks refuge for believers from the evil of the envious, and from the evil of the envier when he envies. This verse highlights the spiritual harm that can arise from negative energies directed toward a person. From a quantum perspective, envy can be viewed as a low-frequency energy that can disrupt a person's biofield, affecting their mental, emotional, and physical state. The Quran provides a remedy through specific verses and supplications, which help to realign an individual's energy with higher frequencies and thus protect them from harmful influences. In quantum healing, the observer effect is a principle that suggests that an individual's consciousness or intention can influence their physical state. This principle parallels Islamic teachings, which emphasize the role of intention, niyyah, in shaping a person's experiences and actions. In the Quran, Allah reminds believers that their intentions shape their actions and ultimately their outcomes. Surah Al-Baqarah reflects this. Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. This verse illustrates that an individual's internal state, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions, directly influences their energy and experience. Negative intentions, such as those of envy, can disrupt a person's energy field, but positive, high-frequency intentions aligned with Allah's guidance can restore balance and protection. The Quran offers powerful remedies against the evil eye, especially through the recitation of certain verses. These verses, such as Ayat al-Kursi, Surah Al-Nas, and Surah Al-Falaq, are believed to elevate the energy of the person reciting them, offering protection by raising their vibrational frequency. This act of recitation aligns the individual's energy with the divine, creating a shield against low-frequency influences. When recited, these verses invoke the divine light and protection of Allah, elevating the individual's energetic frequency and warding off harmful energies, much like a quantum shield. Just as in quantum physics, where focusing on a particular state can collapse possibilities into a definite outcome, reciting these verses focuses the mind and energy on divine protection, creating a barrier against malevolent forces. That's where this chapter ends. In the next video, I'll be discussing the concept of time in Islam, one of my personal favorites. Looking forward to seeing you there.